Well, that's lined up worse than my cousin's teeth. I'm just kidding. She doesn't have any teeth. Alright, so as you can see in the opener, the bed and the body of the S10 are not lined up very well on the passenger side. That's why you'll notice I usually take pictures from the driver's side. You'll also notice in this picture, the front bumper's a little crooked on the passenger side. It's nice and straight across the front, it's nice and straight on the driver's side, but I went to straighten it out, and it turns out, after doing some measuring and some looking at it, it's actually the bumper bracket for the passenger side is welded on incorrectly from the factory. So once I get that front end apart at some point, I'll go ahead and cut that bracket off, readjust it, get that bumper straightened out, and weld it back on. But in the meantime, let's get this body and this cab lined up. What you can notice in this close-up, the pinstripe is much farther down below the body line on the bed than it is on the cab. But we're going to go ahead and just line it up to get it visually as good as we can so that we don't really notice it anymore. Alright, so if we're going to get that even, we're going to come down here to the cab mount, the rear cab mount, and the bed mount. There is no spacer in the bed between the bed and the mount, so I can't lower the bed. So I think what I'm going to need to do is put a spacer under the cab mount, which is this guy here. So we're just going to loosen this bolt up right here. We're going to drop this bolt out, find the appropriate stack of washers, if you will, and then we will jack up the body, install our spacers, and put this bolt back in. It's a pretty good chance that this cushion on the top has just collapsed, but until I decide what I'm going to do with this thing, I'm just going to try and get it lined up. I'm not going to worry about trying to replace that body mount or anything like that. So let's hop to it. Alright, so we're going to go with 2 of these washers. That should do a good job. I already took some measurements and whatnot, so I'm kind of cheating here, but you get the idea. It's not easy to center those, but I just use the bolt to go up and fish for them. So I'm pushing them up against the bed, and then I will, there we go. Just keep jiggling until they find their home, and then we'll drop the bed back, or the body back down. There we go. And then I can start the bolt. Alright. Alright. Oh yeah, that's much better. It isn't perfect, and it's largely because the space between this pinstripe and the bottom of the red is 19 millimeters, and here it's only 16. So basically, cheesing it this one's a millimeter higher than this one, and this is a millimeter lower than this one. Kind of shooting the average on that one. At some point I'll want to get that bed closer to the body. I think I need to move the body to do that, but figure that out later. Alright, so now that looks much straighter. That makes me happy because that was driving me kind of bananas. You can see it drooping in all the side shots. So anyway, that's one thing you can do for free to help your truck look a little better.